the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan talks about the need, right, for a new educational paradigm. Carter G. Woodson talked about the need in his book when he talked about the miseducation of the Negro. The same with Jawanza Kunjufu and his book, Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. This focus on a God-centered and Black-centered education. What is the importance for Black people of having God in the equation, in the curriculum, and have it centered around our collective history as a people?
Yeah. I mean, go
ahead, Dr. Swift.
Simply put, it takes us out of the mindset of our slave masters, and it realigns us with our true nature. So these are critical elements of learning that often we're missing, but need to be incorporated into our child rearing, into everything that we do. It's part of why I'd say, I was thinking about the previous question about the stress. This is partly why we're stressed, because we're out of alignment with our nature. We're out of alignment with truth. And so we're wobbling, right? But we need to be up straight. And so the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that our stress stems from our default in duty. And so we have to begin to ask ourselves, well, what is our duty, right? And when I ask that question, it makes me think about time dictates the agenda. What is our duty today in 2020, given the history that we have and the trajectory of where we're going? What is our duty today? We don't have to look far to realize that Allah is demanding us to separate from our open enemy today. Right? But we're not doing that. We're holding on with everything that we have because we think our whole existence is predicated upon and dependent upon him. But because that's the mind that he put in us, right? That's the internalization of the white superiority that we're suffering from. But that's creating stress because it's taking us away from the uprightness of the understanding of who we are and whose we are, right? The who we are and whose we are.
Right. Absolutely. Sister Nicole, would you like to answer that question?
Yes, sir. We are in the image of God. We are a God race. We are gods ourselves, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad stated. Taking God out of the curriculum, which they have and successfully have done, has taken us out of the curriculum. And when we don't know ourselves, we are niggardly. And a niggardly person is ignorant, and an ignorant person has no knowledge of self and God. So they literally and that's the suppressor to our analytical mindset. That prevents our analytical mindset from functioning. It's like in Dianetics therapy when it says you hold down the 7 key, no matter what you compute, that 7 key is broken, is hold down. You're not going to get the correct answer. You're going to always get the wrong answer all the time. So when they took God out of the curriculum, they literally was taking us out of the curriculum, because you cannot talk about God without not talking about the Black man, because we are a history of God. We are his race. We are his people. We are his family. And to take that from us was taking who we are out of the curriculum. And then they were able to teach us the way they wanted to teach us, which is suppressing to our analytical mind. When people understand that the analytical mind is the God mind, it is the rising into the thinking of Allah, God, they suppress that from existence. So as long as it is suppressed, we are a race dwindling down. So as long as they do not offer us the truth of who we are, but at this point, let's not say they, because they ain't even got no control over that. As long as we don't allow ourselves to know who we truly are, because at this point, it ain't even they no more. We are, we have the option to have freedom, but we chose to just be freed, and there's a big difference. And until we understand to be freedom, and be able to teach our own children what they need to know to be who they truly are, until we actually get to that point where we're just going to walk away from the schools and say, no more, we teaching ourselves, we putting God back in because God is us and we are God's. that means that, they didn't made us disappear. The same way they have been doing that over the years. They did that with Nat Turner. Nat Turner expressed what? His God self when he started to realize what they were doing. So it was only righteous when even says in Dianetics therapy, a person who sits up here and rise up or fights against something that is traumatizing them is a normal thinking person. So Nat Turner was normal thinking.
Right.
Muhammad was normal thinking. All of these people that was, Harry Tubman was normal thinking. So these are people who was fighting for our freedom, justice, and equality. They were normal thinking, and they were taken out of history. You can't even talk about them on college campus unless there's something that they can control. So they have to control everything, but it's for the purpose of them, of their white supremacist world, for them to keep control over the entire world. And, it's always, I grew up where my family used to say, fear of a black planet. I never really understood what they mean until I came into the Nation of Islam and realized, oh, yeah.
Right.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App NNV News.